over the weekend, there were some leaks potentially from the upcoming Avengers Doomsday movie that as of now is still slated to come out in May of 2026. There have been rumors that it might get pushed back. We'll see. But leaks, purposeful, unintentional, I don't know. There's some concept art that's out there right now that kind of shows what the visual look of the movie might be. Now, Marvel Studios, just for context, historically, their visual development department always does this. They always develop concept art and visual renderings of their movies years in advance of the movie being made itself. Like, they do this all the time. That's how they've been able to develop the machine and sort of the operation that they are, because they have to work so far in advance. And so concept art is always developed very far in advance. And also, it's very important to note, concept art does not translate to this will be in the movie. That is not the case. Concept art all the time. Like, they make thousands of renderings and most of them never see the light of day. I remember for Infinity War, there was Doctor Strange wearing the Iron Man armor. That was concept art that never made it into the movie, but it was an idea that they played around with. So everything we're talking about here to be taken with a grain of salt. We don't even know if this stuff is like actually real. Also, on top of that, that's another thing to think about. But these concept art leaks show, potentially some big things that might be a part of Avengers Doomsday, maybe Secret Wars, maybe some other projects. There's a shot of Doctor Doom, our first look at Doctor Doom sitting on a throne, apparently in Latveria. There's a big shot of him that kind of showcase what the visual style of him looks like. We know he's going to be played by Robert Downey Jr. There's another one that shows him in Latveria alongside maybe a Sheriff Strange and potentially a Yelena Belova off in the background. And I don't know who's in change. It might be Reed Richards. Not totally sure. There's another shot of Star-Lord sitting on the couch with White Vision. People were like, what's going on here? Don't know if that's going to be an Avengers movie or maybe the Vision show, still to be determined. There's another shot of Hulk and She-Hulk in a veerage in assumingly Latveria in very medieval times, very much a period piece, not of the current era, not of the current timeline. They are far removed. Maybe it's Battle World. Maybe it's Planet Hulk. There looks to be some Hulks in the background. Not 100% sure. There's another shot, a bar scene with Wong and Star-Lord, but also the Young Avengers. Kate Bishop is there. Cassie Lang is there. Speed, Wiccan, Ms. Marvel. We've been long wondering about the Young Avengers. There is a shot with the whole roster and the whole lineup. They're in their traditional attire, but it might still be a medieval set thing, or it might not. It might not be. It also kind of looks like it might be of Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe it's somewhere on nowhere, perhaps. We don't really know. And then there's one other shot. A seemingly alt-universe version of T'Challa, aka Black Panther, obviously not Chadwick Boseman, is rendered in the concept art. People have said that the rendering looks like Damson Idris, which kind of close, not spot on, not identical, but
is it ever? It's not. It's never spot on.
It's never spot right. That's a good thing, unless they actually have the person already cast. Exactly. But if they're just like, oh, this is somebody we might be talking to, make them look like this person, but not 100% like them.
100%. Yep. Exactly.
But a T'Challa nonetheless, a recast T'Challa Black Panther, in somewhere in Wakanda, wearing a different type of garb than what we're used to seeing. Lots there. What are your thoughts? Is this even real? Do you believe that these are real concept renderings that leaked out? Did Marvel leak them themselves? Did they say you know what, let's just put this out here to get a little bit of feedback and see what people are feeling? And then your feelings, how do you feel about this art? Does it excite you? Does it get you super pumped for what Avengers Doomsday and potentially Secret Wars might look like?
First, I do think it's real art. I do. Just the way it looks and the feel of it. I've also heard, and again, this is all rumors and leaks and what's going on, but I also heard the original guy this came from, he's got scared and deleted it, and somebody's he's probably be getting fired, and there's a lot there's a lot going on.
My man signed his artwork, with his signature.
Oh my god. I'm are you okay, brother? Man, try to keep your job, man. It was funny. He probably didn't leak it himself. You know how these things go, man. Somebody got hold of an iPad probably and was like, "Oh shit, what's this?" Because of that, I do think it's real artwork. I do. It looks really good. This is really good. Artwork and concept artwork. I'm this is a lot of this stuff is pretty spot on. And particularly, you talk about the Young Avengers one that you see. I'm that's Haley Stanfield. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, no, that's her. Like, we know who she is. Of course she would look like that. Of course, that would be Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. We know these actors. And so that artwork would make a ton of sense. I like it. I like it. It's everything I think that I've been asking for, which is Young Avengers. Where the hell have y'all been? Doctor Doom, which Young Avengers are part of that specific timeline of if they want to do that. That's a story that they need to follow. Young Avengers and Doom kind of go together. And then the Hulk stuff. Yeah. That's like 3 check boxes for me. So I am interested in seeing some of that stuff and hoping some of that stuff comes to fruition. Not only that, but I like the idea of a medieval Doom thing. Hell yeah. Throw us somewhere else. I love period pieces. We don't get to do it a lot in Marveldom. Let's do that shit. That shit looked tight to me. I'm like, I don't know what it looks like, but
It worked
if it
in
looks
Loki.
like it worked in Loki, it worked. And if it looks like that, yeah, let's like Doom does. I really like the concept art of him sitting on the throne because thrones aren't 2025.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Niggas aren't sitting on thrones right now.
Zelensky's
Like,
not in his throne room right now.
Zelensky's not in the throne room right now. But if you pair a throne with something older and medieval, it makes a ton of sense and it looks cool. And it's like, hell yeah, let's do that. That stuff is cool and that stuff is popular and it's new to this world in particular. I like the other concept art. I'm like, if it's real, shoot, I hope they do something similar to this. Of course, you know, like anything Black Panther too. So I was like, hell yeah, this looks really good. I love it. If they could even, and I know they never do one, we'll probably never see any of these shots actually in a movie. But if they can get anything close to that Black Panther shot, beautiful. Like I thought it looked really good. I love how, you know, we've been in Black Panther, we've been playing with purples a lot. I liked kind of that concept art because it was like a yellow looking color, if I remember right. And I was like,
tint,
I was like, that's cool. We're moving up to something different because unfortunately we do have to have a new Black Panther, which also means there's probably going to have to be some changes in some of the things around that. You know what I mean? The colors that we play with in what even Wakanda even really feels and looks like, because there might be a new T'Challa on the horizon. It makes sense to me. I liked it. I liked all of it.
I think it's real as well. I think Marvel leaked it themselves. I do. I think they said, you know what, shit's kind of murky for us. We need to get people excited. So I think I think yeah, it's a litmus test. I think the fix is in. I think that they somehow leaked it because it's too clean. And somebody checked my guy's LinkedIn, and he's very much still employed there when this stuff came out.
Still works there.
You know, now if it's not officially a leak from them, then you know he probably. Severance is on the way. But you know, that being said, I think that these are definitely real, and I like them as well. My first thought when I was looking at all of these images, I'm like, well, where has this been for the past 4 years? Like, this is the shit that gets me excited. This is what I want to see, and it's baffling to me. We could have been adding these little breadcrumbs this entire time, and for whatever reason, they just have not done so, and so we're speed running to get to Doom, and a lot of that is because they never planned on Doom to begin with. We can't forget to say that. Like, this was not the plan even 2.5 years ago. So they are moving quickly on this concept and on this story. But when you see this artwork, man, it gets me excited as well. It's like these are pairings and groupings and characters that I'm very interested to see. I'll be honest, the Young Avengers stuff, it's not doing a ton for me. I'm not really here for it. But that's only because they just haven't built them up really properly. Individually, they've done okay with a few of them, but like collectively, that's just not a group that I'm that excited about. But that could change within the movie itself. But all the other stuff, the Hulk stuff, I was interested in. The Doom design itself is great. Doom looks amazing. If they just get that translated on screen, it knocks it out of the park. I love the fur. I love the medieval look and how it leans towards that aesthetic. Really great stuff. And Star-Lord being a big presence here kind of makes sense. Like he's out in the world. What is he really doing? If he's going to be a big major character, that makes sense. Share Strange, that's directly from Secret Wars. That is like pulled straight from the comics, and so that would make a lot of sense as well. Yelena Belova possibly working alongside him. She has a little bit of a darker side. I could see that stuff. Maybe it's Latveria. Maybe it's a battle world. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities, of course, with this whole story. And it's going to be the end of the multiverse. And so this has to be really, really big and really, really consequential to everything moving forward. But it looks good. It looks really good. Whether this stuff makes it in the movie or not, we'll have to see. I will say conspicuous by their absence are a lot of major characters. No Captain
Yeah.
America, no
Hmm.
Spider-Man, no Captain Marvel, no Thor. A lot of those
Hmm.
big major names are not, a part of this leaked set of concept art. And so still a lot of questions about the involvement and the roster and the characters that'll be in Doomsday. But
Yeah.
obviously time will tell. But I think it's a good start and kind of a good place to be. Does it raise your levels of anticipation for Doomsday? Not really knowing what the story is just yet, but
Hmm.
just considering like what this looks like and what it potentially could mean. Does it get you more excited for that movie?
Yeah, I think so. You already spoke to how good Doom looks. To me, honest, bro, that's like the one of the coolest things about Doom is that nigga presence, bro. Like the way he feels
That
and
aura is
looks,
crazy. Yeah.
the aura is nuts. Like any picture you see him in or any comic you read, he just has it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like you said, if they can recreate that based off this artwork that we seen, yeah, it does get me a little more excited because that's the right direction. Like what we've seen right here, this is real. That's the right direction, and that definitely will raise my excitement level.